a choice completely. So you will see black screen. दिख रहा है सभी को black screen? Yes, everybody can see the black screen. Yeah. Okay, so let me. This is XP pen. One second. Okay, so guys, we are starting one topic today that is called OSI model. And OSI model has 7 layers. Okay, so I want all of you to read this. So there are 7 layers, and I want all of you to read this document. So till the time I'm just downloading some pen tablet driver. So star G60. So you can see there are 7 layers: physical, data link, network layer, transport, session, and presentation. दिख रहा है सभी को? Right? So we are going to discuss this today, that why we have 7 layers. Okay. And additionally, we are going to understand that how each layer works. Okay. So why we have to learn OSI model? Why we learn OSI model? Because to understand the packet flow, okay, to understand the packet flow on internet, we need to understand OSI model because it's a reference model. Okay, so what is the reference model? That to understand networking, we need to follow a roadmap, and OSI model is like a roadmap for us. Okay, so let's start. Just give me 1 minute. एक सेकंड यार, बस मुझे ना मेरा पेन टेबलेट नहीं चल रहा है ड्राइवर. आई एम जस्ट इंस्टॉलिंग माय पेन टेबलेट ड्राइवर्स. गिव मी 1 second ओनली. इट इज गिविंग मी सम इशू. तो आप, so till the time just write down all these 7 layers: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer, and physical layer. So how do you remember? So there is a lies. All people seem to need data processing. So how to remember this? You can remember by learning this technique that is called all people seem to need data processing. तो इस This is how you can remember this. All people seem to need data processing. So why we have to remember in this way? Because obviously these are technical words: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data, and physical. So by the time slowly you will understand. But if you are a beginner right now, okay, so maybe you are not able to understand. Yeah, got it now. If हो गया यार पेन टेबलेट ठीक. Okay, so let's start. Okay. So the topic for today is OSI model. Okay. And it's a reference model. Which model? Reference model. Okay. So to understand the packet flow, and what does this OSI stand for? Open system interconnection. Open system interconnection. Okay. So now open system interconnection, OSI. So this is developed by ISO, International Standard of Organization. Okay. International Standard of Organization. Okay, so International Standard of Organization ने बनाया ये. So this is made by ISO and it is a reference model as I already mentioned. Okay, and it has 7 layers. It has 7 layers. Okay, so when we talk about the names of these layers, so they start from very top. That is called application layer. Application layer. And then we have what? Presentation layer. Okay, then we have session layer. Session layer. Then we have transport layer. ठीक है. Then we have a network layer. Okay, then we have data link layer. Okay, and this is physical layer. Physical layer. So now you have to understand that every layer has an important role, but in the real world, we do not use 7 layers. Okay, so in the real world, we use a TCP IP. So in the real world, what we use? In the real world, we use TCP IP. ठीक है. So OSI model is what? Reference model. Okay, so when you understand the real world in TCP IP, it has 5 layers. Okay, so like if I talk about application, presentation, session, they are all combined and they all are combined together. This is called application also in the TCP. So TCP, in TCP, all these 3 layers are combined together and it is called application layer. Transport is similar transport. Okay, network is similar network, or sometimes it is also called internet or internet layer, or we can call this network layer also. So internet. And then we have data link layer, similar data link layer. And in the physical, we have physical layer. So this is updated. So these just the above 3 layers. OSI model has application, presentation, session, but in TCP IP it is only called application. Transport is transport, network is network, or sometimes it is called internet layer. Data link is a still, like you can call this data link layer, and physical is also called physical layer. So we have two models. One is a OSI model that stand for Open System Interconnection, made by ISO International Standard of Organization. It has 7 layers. Okay, and this 7 layers, when we talk about that, I want to understand networking. Tell me, if I teach you 7 steps, that is easy to understand, or if I teach you 4 or 5 steps, that is easy to understand. Tell me. Obviously, you feel like, because if I break down things, है ना? So if I break down things in 7 parts, that is more easy to understand. So everywhere, okay, everywhere, even if you check Cisco. So someone is writing on my screen. Just hold on, not no audio. Hello, अब आ रही है ना आवाज, guys? Yeah. So there is some weather issues. I think no electricity. That's why one of my monitor got shut down. ठीक है, चलो, पर क्लास में कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. ओके, सो लेट्स गो बैक. हम्म. सो यहाँ तक सभी को समझ आया होगा, राइट? सो टिल द टाइम, लाइक, टिल नाउ वी हैव डिस्कस्ड OSI मॉडल. रेफ इट्स a reference model. It is stand for Open System Interconnection. Mhm. Okay, and it has 7 layers. So in the real world, we use TCP/IP. Okay, and we have 5 layers: application, transport, network, data link, and physical. Okay, so this is okay. So now in OSI model, let's talk about the first layer, that is called application layer. So let's break it down by one, how it works. Okay, so in OSI model, the first layer is called application layer. And what happens when, so right now, so how we are going to understand this OSI model? Okay, how we are going to understand this OSI model, that when, suppose you are on your laptop, and if you go to google.com, if you go to google.com, so how your packet is going, how your packet is going from one place to another, this is what we need to understand. Okay, so we are going to take an example of OSI model by understanding how my computer is forwarding packet to google.com. Okay, so this is how we are going to understand. Okay, so when you open your laptop and most of you are using Google Chrome, right? Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. So when you open any website, suppose in the website you type, I want to go to google.com. So what is happening, how your computer is transferring, how your laptop is transferring data to your router, right? It can be a Wi-Fi router or maybe it is a office router. And how router forward packet to ISP and ISP forward packet to another ISP, and maybe then ISP is called, by the way, internet service provider. And maybe then we have Google Office. So this is how your traffic is going, right? So when you type in the website Google, I want to go to google.com. So you forward a packet to your internet router, and then router forward a packet to one of ISP what you are using. Okay, then ISP forward to maybe another ISP, then another ISP forward to maybe another ISP. And with the third ISP, with the third internet provider, maybe Google is connected, or maybe Google is connected to multiple ISP. So if you don't know what is ISP, ISP stand for Internet Service Provider. ISP stand for Internet Service Provider. Okay, so ISP is Internet Service Provider. So when you open this Google Chrome now, so that this layer work is already completed. So it simply says the software which interact one human with another human or one human or any, it's just a very layman language. So when software interact, all the software which help us to connect with internet, that falls under application. Any software or any application, okay, which actually help you to connect with the internet or connect with the network, okay, so that falls under application. Okay, so let's take an example. Okay, so till now I think it is clear. Application means when any software help us to connect with the internet, that falls under this only. Okay, and what are the examples of that kind of software? Application में कौन कौन से software आएंगे? So application layer softwares are like let's take an example, your web browser. Okay, so any type of web browser falls under application layer. Okay, if you talk about any, if you are sending email, okay, so even your email services also fall under application layer. If you to use today like software like WhatsApp or maybe any kind of live chat software or any software, so application means the software. I will write on that another software, but here you understand only, okay? Because I'm trying to write, but in on 10 pen tablet, it is little tough to write everything. So what I'll do, I'll just explain here, but I'm going to write all the notes for you. Don't worry. So let's understand simple steps. So application layer has all the web browser, email, WhatsApp, live chat, everything. And then computer forward data to presentation layer. So what is the role of presentation layer? It is like it this layer is responsible for format of data. That how my data is going to look like. तो डेटा कैसा कैसा दिखता है बताओ. So when you see, so your data could be text format, है ना? You see some text on like maybe simple website. Sometimes we see images on website, images. Okay, we see video, we see audio files. Okay, so what type of format? Okay, so when you are opening youtube.com, you see videos. So when you type maybe Google Photos, you see all your images. When you type like simple browsing the data, you are just reading the books and all that is a text format. When you are listening to audio, it is a audio format. So what is how the data is going to present to you? So when you open any website today, it has different type of data, right? So that is a similar example I want to give you. So when you open, so suppose when you open this networking channel, okay, so this is a different format. And if you go and click here, view page source, you can see this all, whatever code you see here. So this is not a human readable format. It is a like type of a language, or you understand it's a code, right? And this code is actually presented in our laptop in this format. Right. So this is the work of presentation layer, all the code 0 and 1 for, because computer understands 0 and 1. Even this is the code what we are able to see. But for computer, even this website is also 0 and 1. है ना? So because computer understand only 0 and 1s. So whatever information we are passing from one computer to another computer, that is going, and we are able to read that text, images, videos, all the things we can see, and that is the work of presentation layer. Okay, and when you open this type of software, when you type youtube.com, this is the work of application layer. So the first two layers what I have explained so far. Okay, the first is, yes. So the first is application, where all the web browser, email, WhatsApp, live chat all comes under application layer. And the presentation layer decides what is the format of data. So whether it is text format, images, video, audio, okay. And then in the session layer, it create and maintain session. Very simple. Session means session. Okay, like suppose you open any bank website, automatically if you do not do any transaction, automatically it will log out in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. है ना? Because every create, create and maintain session. Okay. So create and maintain session. So suppose when you are opening google.com, so when you open google.com, like once you enter your Gmail ID and all, so maybe it will not ask you again and again login and password, because Google is maintaining your session for a longer time. But if you open any bank website, automatically it gets log out in 10 minutes, because for security reason. So session layer decide create and maintain session. Okay. So because it creates a time frame that for how long you want to have a connection between client and server. So server could be anything, like suppose if it is a bank server, so computer is going to have a bank server, like there is going to be a session, and this session could be 5 minutes, it can be 10 minutes, it can be 1 day, it can be 3 day. It totally depends on the website. Okay, once you log in, so there is a session timeout you have seen, right? Sometimes if internet is not working and all, so maybe you have seen some error like session timeout. That is because session layer creates and maintain session. So whenever you open any website, all that sessions you see in your laptop. So I'm using a MacBook right now. If you are using a Windows laptop, you can also run the same command. Go to command prompt, okay, and type this command netstat -f, you can type if you want, okay, or just in the Windows, okay, but I'm typing here. Okay, so netstat is network statistics. Okay, so network statistics. So right now you can see this is my computer IP. Okay, and there is some port number, but this computer, my computer has a connection with foreign address. Foreign address means that I have a connection with this 151 IP. So there are a lot of connections going on in my laptop because I'm teaching right now. I'm using a Zoom software. Maybe some website is also visible here. Okay, so this is what I get to see in the netstat. You can see. So if I type this IP, that this IP belong to which, so there is a website called whatismyip.com, and you can just enter any IP and check this IP belongs to which company. Okay, so I'm just trying to show you. There are multiple IPs, 216 and all, right? Okay, so right now you can see, guys, there is a website. called whatismyip.com. Okay, and I go to IP address lookup and enter the IP what you see in the net stat. And you can see, so sometimes this is also good for security. You can randomly, like if you feel like your computer is hacked or something, you can go to netstat and see that all the connections, like they are secure or not. You can see there is a establish. So you have to just only see the established connections. Establish means that your computer has a successful connection with this one. So if I type this 4.1.2.3.52 IP, if I copy paste this IP and enter in the IP address lookup, and let's see. So this IP, you can belong to Microsoft Corporation. Can you see that? Because right now you can see my office laptop has a Microsoft Teams. Okay, so this Teams is basically you can see, obviously you know the Microsoft Teams, right, where all the team members do chat and all. So my Teams is working at the back end. That's why my computer has a connection with Microsoft Teams. And this is how you can scroll up and see all your, you can see dnsgoogle.com and all. Okay, so what is the command? Very simple, net stat, and it will show you all the sessions. Right. Presentation layer show you the data. Right. So right now what we are trying to understand, we are trying to understand how internet works, how OSI model work. So if you understand OSI model, then you will also understand how internet works. So it is very, very important topic. So just stay with me for some time. Okay. So अभी तक सभी को समझ आ रहा है? Yes, everyone. Just type yes in the chat if you are able to understand till now. Okay, good. Okay, don't worry, everything is recorded also. You can repeat these classes again and again from our portal. Okay. So now, first three layers we have to revise again because revisions makes everyone perfect, right? So let's remove this and let's try to understand. So what is the work of application layer? All the softwares fall under all the software's applications which interact one human to another or one human to another machine or softwares which interact one human to another which interact human to another. Yeah, even I don't like my writing, so what I'll do, I'll open that another software, I'll write there. So you will see black screen. दिख रहा है सभी को black? चलो। Okay, so I'm going to create a new notes for you. So where we will be discussing about OSI model as mentioned. So in OSI model, so far what we have discussed, अभी तक हमने क्या पढ़ा? These are the things. So first, this is the thing. Okay, so open system interconnection, ISO International Standard of Organization, it has 7 layers. Okay, and after that, what we discussed? So we discussed about in application, all your softwares like Google Chrome, chat, kind of softwares, they fall under application layer. Okay, and in the third screenshot, so we discussed about that. Uh, okay, so let's talk about application layer. So application layer में क्या आता है? The softwares which interact one human to another. The software which interact or which help. Okay, so these are the softwares like web browser. Okay, so help humans to connect with each other and to connect with the internet. Because sometimes you only visit websites, right? You watch YouTube, so you are not interacting with another humans. So when you interact with one human to another, so it is like your chat softwares, like maybe it can be live softwares, live chats, or maybe WhatsApp. Okay, so your email clients and all, so all the softwares, कोई भी software है internet पे, okay, all those softwares fall under application layer. Okay, so the second step I told you, which is presentation layer. So presentation layer, so this defines what is the format of data. Okay, so this layer or this layer is responsible. This layer is responsible for the format of data. For the format of format of data. So data could be image, है ना? एंड इमेज में भी देखो, अगर अब देखो डेटा कुड बी इन इमेज फॉर्मेट, इट कैन बी लाइक PNG इमेज or maybe JPEG image or GIF image. You have seen the different formats, right? So if you talk about the video format, so video could be like MP4 or what we call AVI format. Multiple formats are there. Okay, so when we talk about text also has a format like what we call Unicode, EBDIC something. Okay, so you can check and all. I think it's called. So when you save a text file, you will see it is a text format, it is a doc format, right? Multiple formats are there. The same way, if I go with audio format, audio could be MP3, it can be wave, right? So this is how the data is going to tell you that what is the format of data. Okay, so when the data goes to, so this is all understand, this is going one by one. So first data goes to application. You just open the website, means you all the softwares fall under application, and then data goes to presentation. It decides what is the format of data, and now the data is moving to session layer. So session layer is responsible for this layer responsible for this layer responsible for creating and maintaining, and terminating, creating, maintaining, and even and terminating the connection. Okay, so it creates a time frame. It creates a time frame between client and server. Okay. Yeah, example video calls, keeping the session alive. Yes. So if I'm doing a Zoom meeting right now, tell me, is there any session going on right now in our system? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. And in the presentation layer, we decides the format of data and all, right? And in the session layer, this is all like I told you guys in TCP IP in the real world, all three layers are called application layer. Yes or no? याद है अभी मैंने बताया था that. So let me share one important picture with you all, which is very, very important for all of you. Okay, so it can be little blur, but somehow. Okay, so if I open this, you can see that in OSI model, we have 7 layers, right? दिख रहा है सभी को? Yes. So in application layer, how many layers we have? We have 7 layers, right? So application layer, presentation layer, and session layer, they all are combined together. And this is called TCP IP and this is called TCP IP updated. So this is the TCP IP model. So earlier TCP had 4 layers, but now it is updated version. In updated application is called application. Transport is called transport. Earlier it is called internet layer, but again now it is called transport, like this network layer only. So network को network बोलेंगे. Network is called network. Data link is called data link layer. Physical is physical. So now when you are explaining somebody, if anybody ask you that, okay, please explain us TCP IP, because right now I'm teaching you OSI model, but what happens in interview, they might ask you, okay, explain us or explain application layer of TCP IP. So what you have to do in that case, you have to explain all three. Okay, so right now, let me write down TCP IP theory also for you all. तो जब आपसे कोई TCP IP पूछ ले, okay, if anybody asks you TCP IP, so just you remove this name, presentation layer. Okay, this is all three are done by application layer. Okay, so now understand that application layer in TCP IP model, remember. Okay, so in application layer में आपने ये सब तीनों चीजें बतानी है. Then that in application layer, the software which help humans to connect with each other, like all the software, if you want to be, if you do not want to use this language, the software which help humans and all, which is very, very kiddish language. So in simple words, you can simply say that like all softwares and applications like web browser, live chats, WhatsApp, email, they work under application layer. Okay. And this layer is also responsible for the format of data. Okay. You can remove this. You do not have to mention this too much for, and this layer also responsible. This layer is also responsible for creating, maintaining, and terminating the network connection. Okay, and it creates a time frame between client and server. So now you understand that this is not all three different layers. In TCP IP they are called one layer. Okay, clear hai sabhi ko? Yes, everybody, you understand, right? This is how just like they are similar, just you need to understand the theory. Okay, that application presentation session. So when you explain OSI model, you have to explain one by one. And in interviewer will most of the times they ask OSI model. तो इंटरव्यू में इफ आई आस्क यू माय फीडबैक, so mostly everyone ask you OSI model because they want to understand that if you know all the layers or not. Okay. But yes, if anybody asks you TCP IP, okay, explain me TCP IP. Okay. So what is TCP? Is a transmission control protocol. Okay. IP stand for internet protocol because these are very top notch, like very, very important protocols. Okay. Which work under this only. But that's why it has, because TCP IP is very popular. That's why even the model name is also TCP IP. Okay. So now session layer forward data to transport layer. So transport layer is like delivery boy. Okay. So it is a delivery agent. Okay. Now if you want to use a website, what type of website or which website you want to use or which protocol you want to use? Okay. Okay. Tell me for website, what are the most important protocols? When you open website has two protocol, HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so one of my interview question to all of you, if you know OSI model, so do you think HTTP, HTTPS packet go itself or they need somebody to deliver the data? So जब आप HTTP, HTTPS open करते हो, when you open HTTP, okay, so or if you open any website, suppose nwkings.com, okay, so when I open this website, it is a HTTPS website, right? You can see connection is secure, everything is written over here. So when you open this, so who is actually forwarding my data to internet? Because HTTP is used for a website, but it is not a delivery packet. It is not a delivery agent. Who is going to be my delivery agent? In TCP transport layer, we have two delivery agents. One is TCP and one is UDP. तो हमारे पास दो ट्रक वाले हैं भाई. Okay, we have two delivery agents. Those help us to deliver our data. Okay, so one is very, like, both are important, by the way. Okay, so when we talk about transport layer, okay, so UDP versus TCP or TCP versus UDP. So when let's talk about TCP. So you when sender means who send data, receiver means who receive data. So when you send any data, na, so you send a sync packet. Okay, means it send you, like when you call somebody directly, you start speaking or you say hello. Tell me, you say hello mostly, right? Everybody. If it is, so when we say hello, the other side also say hello, then you start conversation. So it is like you are just checking if the connection is formed or not. है ना? तो आप ये चेक करते हो कि कॉल मिल गया नहीं मिल गया, है ना? सो द सेम वे व्हेन यू यूज अ टीसीपी चेक that if I'm connected to server or not, you send a sync packet. The server also send you sync back. That is called sync acknowledge, and then you finally acknowledge means okay, fine, everything. So this is also called three-way handshake, which we will learn later on. But right now you understand in TCP. So there are two delivery agents. One is TCP, one is UDP. So if you forward a packet with the TCP, the data is really like reliable delivery. Okay, so it gives you guarantee that you will get a reliable delivery. Error checking, if any error comes, it will check errors. If lot of packets will come, it will control the flow. Okay, so if there are too much traffic on the computer or if sender or receiver, it will check. Okay, congestion control the similar way, traffic and all. And it is a connection establishment. It believes in making connections. Okay, or in the UDP, it is just you forward the packet and you get a response, but there is no confirmation. There is no checking, what we call three-way handshake. Directly you forward data, you do not get acknowledgements. It is, see, understand, TCP is like your courier, Amazon courier. So when you get a courier, you have to give a OTP or you have to sign the courier that you have received, right? But UDP is like your somebody who give throw no, newspaper at your home, suppose. Okay, so they do not actually give newspaper in your hand and then take the signature, right? So they just throw at your home and then it is your choice you want to read it or not. Because that's called unreliable delivery. Sometimes you get newspaper, sometimes you don't get, right? No error checking. It means you will, because it's very affordable nowadays, right? Nobody checks, right? 100 rupees or 200 rupees a month, right? So no flow control, no congestion control, no order delivery, no guaranteed delivery, no connection establishments. UDP is a good protocol, okay, but actually it is used for real time applications. Right now, what I am speaking right now in Zoom, so all my voice packets, all my real streaming things, whether it is audio, video, everything goes under UDP. But when we open website, everything that falls under TCP. So TCP is important. UDP is both are important in today world. Okay. But yes, if you talk about connection reliability, so connection reliability के अंदर देखा जाएगा तो TCP will win because TCP has what we call reliable thing. So you just in TCP you do sync ACK. Okay, so you do sync, then you get a sync ACK packet, this, then you acknowledge, then you start sending packet or then you start sending forwarding the traffic. So transport layer is responsible for this layer, responsible for end-to-end delivery. And who are the delivery agents? So TCP and UDP works TCP. So TCP transport layer has two protocol TCP and UDP, which TCP and UDP both forward data, both are used to forward data, or you can say end-to-end delivery. Okay, so now in TCP you got to know. So we'll discuss TCP UDP more. Okay, but as of now it's okay. I think let's not go deep dive right now. Okay, so इसको हम बाद में भी देख सकते हैं. Okay, it is also your homework to explore more about this. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, but as of now, TCP UDP is like TCP is more reliable. It is unreliable. Okay, so it checks the error. It does not check error. It has a flow control. It, if you don't understand flow control, congestion control, slowly you will understand. But right now you understand there are two delivery agents. Okay, so this is used for delivery. Okay, that who is going to forward my packet. And we at networkings, I think like you go to our YouTube channel and then there is a TCP UDP video also in the animation which you can watch. Okay, so let me play this. Okay, so I'll explain. So, so this is the difference between TCP and UDP. So watch this. So in TCP, UDP, like both works under which protocol? Which layer? Transport layer. Okay, so TCP and UDP both works on transport layer. That's why it is highlighted. You can see. Okay. So when we talk about TCP UDP, so the first transport layer divide the packet into segments. So there is one more work of transport layer which I have to highlight here in my notes, that whenever you get a packet, the transport layer responsible for end-to-end delivery, but before that, it also do one important work that is called segmentation, segmentation of data. Okay, because you cannot send big data. So transport layer segment the data, means divide the packet into or divide the data into chunks. Chunks means pieces. ठीक है, so segmentation क्या करता है? What is segmentation? So TCP segmentation, the data is going to divide into smaller parts. Okay, so data into pieces. तो डेटा के जब हम टुकड़े कर दें, so when we divide the packet into multiple segments, that is called TCP segments. Okay, so right now, so you can see, okay, so you can see in the application, we have a data, and when data is coming to me, the data is already divided into packets. So that is the work of segmentation, that you are dividing the packet into different parts. Right. So if you talk about normal segmentation word, so what is segmentation? Like any group, like if you divide, right? So this is a group, and what you are doing, you are making different groups. That is a technical word we can use in the transport. That is all also called segmentation. Means we are creating groups, okay, or we are creating parts. So when we divide the data into parts, okay, that is called segmentation. Okay, that is called segmentation. Okay, so this is the first thing, segmentation of data. Second step, this layer responsible for end-to-end delivery. Third point, TCP and UDP both protocols are used to forward data. And there is a TCP UDP difference, what you can read it. Okay, and it has multiple other things. Okay, it does windowing, it does like it is responsible for what we call sequencing. Sequencing. What is sequencing? So TCP has a sequencing method that if your packet is, suppose you have a data, you divide the packet into multiple parts, right? And on every packet, तो हर पैकेट के ऊपर आप एक नंबर लगा देते हो. You put a number on every packet. So in case if you lost any packet, you can ask that packet again. Okay, that is called sequence numbers. So whenever you forward any packet, you put a sequence number, and in any case, if you lost any packet, that will be okay. So यहाँ मैं समझाता हूँ देखो. So let me explain here. Transport layer is very big layer. So okay, so in transport layer, what happens? So transport layer got a data. Suppose you got a data from upper layer. Upper, okay, so you got a data. The first thing first, you are going to divide this data into multiple parts. Like I'm just writing all four letters in different, but it is just example, okay? That this is the data, and this is the data, and this is divided into multiple parts called segmentation. Segmentation. On segmentation, every after transport layer also add a number on that packet. So this is one packet, second packet, third packet. So this is called sequencing. This is called, तो इसको क्या बोलेंगे? This is what we are going to say sequencing. Sequencing. Okay, so why we are putting a sequence number? Because when the data is going from your laptop to google.com, and it is like internet is there, ISPs are there, right? So when data got, like when the data receives to Google and all, so when Google receive the data, maybe you do not forward packet, like there are routers, there are multiple thousands of devices. So when you receive a data, so D, then you received a T, then you received A, then you received again A. So what happens when Google got these packets? It will just resequence the packets, because this is first number, this is second number, this is third number, this is fourth, and it is going to resequencing. तो जब दूसरी साइड रिसीव होगा, when the other side receive it, it is not a guarantee that it will receive one by one in all the correct order. No, when you receive a data in at the receiver end, the data can be here and there. So then the transport layer from transport layer of Google server again resequencing, and it will check, okay, this is first packet, third, second, four, and again it will make 1 2 3 series. Okay, so that the Google server will actually receives the data. So this is the role of transport layer. First, we decide that data will go from TCP and UDP. So if you have a question, sir, how I am going to understand that data I have to forward with TCP and UDP? So the best thing that you do not have to understand, or you do not have to decide, that already system has already predefined values. If I give you some names, if I give you some names like TCP and UDP both has different protocols. So when we talk about HTTP, which is hypertext transfer protocol, with and HTTPS, both are used for websites. They both uses TCP. It uses a port number 80 and HTTPS use 443. Okay, when we talk about email, there is a simple mail transfer protocol and this uses a 25 port number. There is a post office protocol which uses a port number 110. Okay, so then there are a lot of other like DNS is there. DNS also uses port number 53. Okay, then we have network time protocol. Okay, I think it's 123. Okay, or maybe 125. You can check on internet. ओके, सो वैसे तो यही होना चाहिए, या 1 2 1 2 3 है या. Okay, and then we have some other protocols also. Okay, but I'm just typing here main ones which are important. Okay, that email, because normally day to day activity you do email, you open websites, and so these are called well known ports. They are called well known ports. They are very popular ports, and whenever you go when you open any website, all that traffic goes from TCP. When you forward any email, that goes from TCP. When you receive a email, that is also from TCP. When you want to go to google.com or you want to open any website but you don't have IP address, the DNS will find the IP address for you. That also uses TCP. Okay, there are file transfer protocol FTP which uses 20 and 21. There are two port numbers. Okay, there is a secure shell SSH. Thank you R, for reminding me. Okay, so there is a SSH which uses a port number 22. Okay, so SSH, and there is a telnet also. If I write over here, so all these what I am typing right now, telnet has a port number 23. So all these port numbers, what I am typing right now, they all are called well-known ports. Okay, so all ये जितने भी दिख रहे हैं, they all are called well-known ports, and all these are TCP. They work under TCP. So when somebody asks you, okay, tell me what is the port number of HTTPS. So you do not have to say 443. The complete answer is HTTPS work on port number TCP 443. So आपको TCP बताना पड़ता है. Okay, so when you say this FTP works on TCP port number 2021. Then there are UDP and all also. So the UDP has their own protocols. Like if I talk about like this DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, which uses 67 and 68, it uses UDP. Okay, TFTP, it is similar like FTP, but it is used for Cisco software upgrade and all. Trivial File Transfer Protocol, it has 69. Okay, there is Simple Network Management Protocol SNMP, which is 161. Okay, so there are many. So I'm just writing out some common ones. There are hundreds of this. ICMP is not a port number. Hurt, hurt. What you are saying? I don't understand. Sakshi. Okay, it's protocol number. Yeah. So Right now, again, guys, you are in basic class, right? So just hold on for some time. All the advanced things will be discussed later on. DNS uses TCP and UDP, yes, both. So DNS uses 53 UDP also because some of their packets work on UDP and some of the DNS packets work on TCP. Okay, yes, yes, we have to remember these port numbers, Sakshi. Okay, because these are important ones. Because tomorrow, if you are going to write firewall rules, because you are going to become maybe cloud security or maybe network security engineer. So, if somebody asks you to block DHCP, so which port numbers you have to block? 67, 68. So, if somebody asks you, okay, my website is not working, then you have to check on a firewall that a website is the port number or protocol number or a website is blocked or not. The port number is given by Internet Assigned Number Authority. I have not given these numbers. Okay, this is the organization, Internet Assigned Number Authority. Okay, so this is the organization which gives all these numbers. Yes, they are predefined numbers. You cannot change them. Clear? तुम्हें याद करने में क्या दिक्कत हो रही है? पढ़ लो ना. So internet is, see what is first of all. So when we say na, there is very important thing I want to tell you that when we talk about networking, so every time I'm going to say this is a protocol, transmission control protocol, user datagram protocol. Okay. So when we talk about these protocols, so basically what is this protocol? Why we use this word so much? Protocol. ये क्या है? What is this protocol? So protocol means a set of rules. A set of rules are called protocol. Okay, even you heard about this term, don't break the protocols, right? So don't break the protocol. So basically a set of rules is called protocol. So when we are learning, so when we learn the biggest rule book is called IP. The biggest rule book is IP, Internet Rules, Internet Protocol. Clear everyone? The biggest rule book is Internet Protocol. Then it has many protocols. Like when we talk about ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol. If you heard about ping, सुना होगा आपने, like you know this ping, right? Ping, trace route. If you heard about, if not, no worries. So we are going to discuss ping and trace route. Okay, trace route. So both are used for checking if everything is working fine and all. So ICMP has another rule and the rule number is called 1. Then there is a rule book called the TCP has a rule number 6. Then there is a UDP. The rule number is UDP has a 17. Okay. So this is what we call numbers. What are they are called? They are called protocol numbers. Okay, this is the biggest rules. Okay, and under this, what we are discussing that in TCP's HTTP has a protocol. Okay, it works on port number because these protocols cannot carry their traffic. They are the protocols, but they can't forward their data themselves. They need help of TCP and UDP. Okay, so who the delivery agent? TCP and UDP are the delivery persons, but this is just a data for website HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, email, POP, Telnet, SSH, all these are has a some number like 443, 120, like 25, 110, 22. Okay, all they these are also numbers. They are called port numbers. So it means port numbers, like first we have biggest protocol IP. Under IP we have protocol numbers. Under protocol numbers we have port numbers. ठीक है, अभी के लिए इतना ही समझना है तुम्हें. ओके टिल. So as of now you have to understand that biggest protocol is IP. Under that we have protocol numbers and under that we have port numbers. Clear? Okay, and by the way, whenever I start a batch, I ask everyone to watch network fundamental video. Okay, but some of you become lazy and don't watch it. But I recommend everyone to watch my network fundamental video. Okay, so this is your homework, guys. Whenever you get time this week, please try to complete this video. Okay, so even the same things what we are discussing, some things, similar things what we have discussed earlier also. You can see even here. So I have already explained data segments. You can see network layer, data link layer. So we are So it is a 6 hour because in 1 hour class or 2 hour class, okay, so it's very difficult to teach all network fundamental. That's why I have created separately. Okay, so please watch this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in WhatsApp group. Even in the Hindi batch, I told everyone to watch this. So they do not watch that time, and after the batch, they say, "Okay, sir, you have not covered basics." Okay, obviously, I can teach 50 hours basics only, but we don't have much time now. So like within 2 3 months we have to complete CCNA, right? So network fundamentals, like even today, even after 14 years of learning and teaching people, still, if even if I read some books, even I am also going to learn something, because network basics can, like, will not be end any day, because there are TCP IP books even. You understand? Even I can create 100 hours of TCP/IP course also. But obviously, nobody asks TCP/IP 100 hours, and you are preparing for a crash course. CCNA, CCNP Firewall is a crash course which help you to get jobs, like easily, I would say. Okay, but if I keep teaching TCP, UDP, all the stuff, even for 6 months, will you get a job? You will Maybe interviewer will be impressed with your TCP IP knowledge, but at the end of the day, they need people who configure router. They need people who configure switches. They need people who configure firewalls. But yes, they should have the network basics concept also. They should have very good knowledge on network basics. So that's why I'm saying network. This is not a network basics batch. Okay, even though I'm covering, I'm trying my best, but again, you have to watch it on day, like for next 2 3 months, 6 months. You have to watch these network fundamental videos regularly. Also, you have to read some TCP IP and all books. Okay, so there is a website. I tell you, TCP IP has a website also. You can say TCP IP guide. Okay, so just read this whenever you get free. Okay, full table of contents, and you can see all the things. You can see OSI model. Okay, so यहाँ पे हम देखेंगे. And if I can, you can see TCP, UDP, or everything, right? So the TCP IP guide.com. There should be some search option. TCP IP, let's say OSI model. Okay, so don't read any other websites. Just to read only. So what I'm trying to say. So let's say network basics and then see cisco.com. तो अभी देखेंगे यहाँ पे, देखो एक सिस्को नेटवर्क बेसिक्स का यहाँ पर, लाइक देर इज ए दिस वन. एक इनका डॉक्यूमेंट होता था, पता नहीं कहाँ गायब कर दिया इन्होंने. ओके, Yeah, yeah, I'll give. So you can read this also. I think this is not the complete one, but like if I you ask me what is the best book for network basics, so मैं तुम्हें दे दूंगा एक बुक. ओके, सो जस्ट आई थिंक यू कैन रीड CompTIA books, that is Network Plus, that is easy to understand and all. Okay, so I'll give you material, don't worry. But what I'm trying to tell you here, that network basics will not end any day. Okay, so they will be like, the more you go deep dive, the more you understand. ओके, तो आपको बार बार लाइक इट इज नॉट ए 1 day or 2 day or 5 day program, or even if within 3 months you can't complete all network basics. Okay, I hope you understand. So I'm just helping you that whatever, whenever you get time, try to learn something, but no, keep a note. Okay, so write down, create your notes. Okay, so I'll be in this notes only. I'll be adding this network fundamental video. So again, I'm saying please watch this. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay. So we all are in WhatsApp group, and we can have a good conversation about protocol, or like this. Okay. So let's talk about now TCP. So let's revise again. Application layer में क्या था? What is inside application? The software which help humans to connect with each other, like web browser, live, WhatsApp, email, even your HTTP, HTTPS, SMTP, post office protocol, POP, okay, DNS, Telnet. All these protocols work under which protocol? They work on OSI model, by the way. They work on application layer, but who is the delivery agent for them? Transport layer TCP. Okay. So transport layer TCP. I'll share यार, please focus on live class. The material ये चीज है जो यहाँ आप अभी डाउट पूछ रहे हो ना, ये आप व्हाट्सएप में भी ask me the books and all outside the batch also. Okay. So this layer responsible for end-to-end delivery. Yes. TCP and UDP both are delivery agents which are very important for you to understand. Right. And it helps us to forward the data. It also helps sequencing and resequencing, so that if data go from one place to another, the data will be. And now here in this layer, the data is called segmentation. Okay. Now, after this, we have fifth layer, which is called network layer. Okay. So in the network layer, this layer responsible first, this layer, this layer responsible for adding source IP address and destination IP address. So who add a IP address? So right now you got a delivery agent. You know which software you are using. You know the format. You know how to create and maintain the sessions. You got a delivery agent. TCP is going to deliver your data, but who is going to add the IP address? So when you send a courier, you put your name, an address, right? And wherever you want to forward the courier, you put a destination address, right? या सो फ्रॉम टॉप टू बॉटम आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. ओके, मैं ऊपर से नीचे पढ़ रहा हूँ ना, देखो फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ एंड फिफ्थ. दिस इज थर्ड लेयर, बट आई एम जस्ट, इट इज फिफ्थ फॉर अस, बट इट इज अ लेयर 3 because we count from top bottom to top. So when we count now, layer 7 is application. Okay, so it's better, I think, यहाँ तुम्हें confusion हो. So this is seventh. Okay, now this is sixth. ठीक है, तुम कंफ्यूज ना हो जो. ओके, दिस इज फिफ्थ, दिस इज फोर्थ लेयर. ओके, एंड नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट थर्ड लेयर. ओके, this layer responsible for adding source IP and destination IP. Okay, so network devices like router and layer 3 switches. Layer 3 means which understand IP. Router and layer 3 switches work on network layer. Okay, and there are some protocols which work on network layer, that is like ICMP. ICMP also work on network layer. Okay, so these are the 3 points. Routed and routing protocol, there is a difference we'll discuss. Okay, so this layer is responsible for adding source IP and it, so I told you the data, what we are getting in transport layer is divided into what segments. So transport layer पर क्या होते हैं segments. On transport layer we call this segments, but when data goes to network layer, it add IP address, it add destination IP address, and this is called packet. So when we add IP address and destination address, that becomes what? Packet. तो segment क्या बन जाता है? The segment will become packet. I'm sure you heard in networking there is a packet loss, there is a packet loss, or packet is not going from here to here, because in the network layer we call this packet. Okay, and in the second layer, which is called my data link layer, it is similar like network layer, but we add I instead of IP address. Tell me what we add here. So this layer responsible for adding MAC address, because according to the rule book, because a lot of student ask me this question, sir, why we have MAC address when we already have IP? So why we have IP when we already have MAC address? So the answer is, this is what we are discussing rules. This is internet rules, and whosoever is formed these rules, like if I talk about these TCP IP OSI model and all, like they are rules, right? That to forward any packet we need IP address, and to for like convert this we need to forward with the MAC address, and this is what we use in source MAC, destination MAC address. Okay, and layer 2 switches, normal switches, layer 2 switches work on data link layer. Okay, and there are different protocols which work on layer 2, like CDP and all, LLDP and all, which we'll discuss later on. So MAC is based on L2 and it cannot understand IP. Eh? MAC is a address, bro. MAC is a address. Okay, so understand that these are only address. This is only address. Right. So this is not the actual data. The actual data, what we are forwarding, you can see where is the data in the application layer when you open any software, and when you type hi, or when you type, suppose on Google you are searching Cisco. So whatever data is there, na, so in application presentation session, till there, the date, your data is in which format? Data. Okay, so your data is in the data format, and after that it becomes the segment, and after that it becomes packet, it becomes frame. This is how the things are going on. Okay, so the most important thing I'm showing you here. So now you understand that till layer, this is what is happening right now. So now please check this. So your data is here, and when the data is here, right? So when the data is here, so when we divide this packet, when we divide the data, this add a port number, like you are sending the data with TCP or UDP, then it is called segment. And after that, when we add IP address on here, the total, when we add a segment Okay, so when we add a TCP port number and all that becomes segment, and when we add IP address with the in the segment that becomes packet. Yani when you open a packet, inside packet you see segment also. Okay, so when after that in the frame we add MAC address. Okay, so now you understand that your computer sees a frame or anyone, so it has MAC address. First we open frame, then we get packet, then we get segment, then inside that we have data. Clear? So this is very very important and timely you will understand this. थोड़े टाइम में आ ही जाएगा समझ कोई जल्दी नहीं है. Okay, and the last layer we have is physical layer or called layer. So this layer is responsible for cables, connectors, signals, 0 and 1, because all your data is going to go from physical layer. है ना? तो physical layer क्या करेगा? That all the cable, connector, signals, everything, okay, it is going via physical layer. So remember, when we forward data, the data is going from top to bottom. Okay. And there is a term called OSI model encapsulation. So there is a technical word for this that is called encapsulation. तो अब एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. सो आई टोल्ड यू दैट वी व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड द क्लास आई टोल्ड यू दैट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड टुडे हाउ your computer is going to google.com, okay, and how it is working. So this is what you need to understand now. So this is called encapsulation and de-encapsulation. तो अभी हमें ये समझना है. Okay, so so now you understand this is your computer. Okay, तो ये आपका यहाँ पर आ जा भाई. हम्म. Okay, yeah. So when this is the computer and suppose this is google.com, so when you open web browser, okay, so whenever you open any web browser or whatever you open, okay, so like Google Chrome, suppose you open Google Chrome and type I'm looking for CCNA program, whatever you type on Google. So your request will go to Google and then your computer check what is the format of data. So what is your request? Suppose the request is a text format. And then session will create a session with Google. So means computer will send a sync packet to Google that I want to make a connection with you. And Google will say, okay, fine, I also want to make a connection with you. So basically in the session layer, transport layer, we try to form a session with my PC and google.com. So we are trying to have a connection. Okay. And when we have a connection, then transport layer add a segment header, what is called like port number. You are sending data with TCP. Okay. And you are using HTTP for Google. You are using what? HTTPS, and HTTPS uses 443 port number. Okay, so in this layer, in the transport layer, we add a port number. In the segment header, we add a number 443, and this is your data. So when data goes to network layer, we enter our in the packet header, we add PCIP. जो भी कंप्यूटर का आईपी पीसी आईपी एड्रेस सपोज 192.168.1.1. So this is the PC IP, and Google IP is suppose 17.1.1.1, whatever IP. So we add source IP, destination IP both in the packet header. Okay. and then data goes to data link layer. In the data link layer, we add the computer MAC address. Suppose computer MAC address is double A double B, hexadecimal number होता देखा होगा if you have seen MAC address. Okay, so that MAC address of computer will be added here, but we don't know the Google MAC address because that is very far away from us. So here in the data link layer, I'm going to add my, because who is helping me to go to google.com? My router, right? Because router is connected to Google, internet, all the things. So your office router, your home router MAC address will be added in the frame header. So आपका here you add a port number, here you add IP address. In transport layer, in simple words, you have to remember every time. Transport layer add a port number. Network layer address I add IP addresses. Data link address add MAC addresses. And physical layer convert all the data into 0 and 1 form. Okay. So let's see. I'm giving you all a quiz. All of you who are watching me right now. Okay, so just give me 1 second. I'll create. Who want to give a quiz right now? Tell me. जो अभी तक पढ़ा है हमने. Yes. Type yes. I want to. Okay, it will be easy. So tell me, you want 10 questions or 20? Tell me fast. 10 क्वेश्चन 20. चलो 20 कर लेते हैं फिर आज छुट्टी करेंगे. ओके, लेट्स डू 20 क्वेश्चंस टुडे एंड आफ्टर दैट टुमारो वी विल आल्सो कंटिन्यू with so just give me 1 second. जस्ट 1 मिनट में बना रहा हूं. टाइम. Okay, quiz is ready, guys. So I'm sharing link with all of you. So आप लोग सब लोग क्विज दे सकते हो अभी के अभी. आई एम शेयरिंग इन द चैट. प्लीज गो एंड सी. Okay, so let me open the quiz also. So maybe the questions are randomly. Let me, no, randomize नहीं है. ठीक है. And let's give this test in maximum 10 minutes. और 10 कम है, 15 दे देते हैं. Okay, so just refresh the link. Okay, टाइमर भी आ जाएगा ऊपर. Refresh the link. It will show you the timer. Okay, so here you go. So let's start the quiz. Okay, so start. ये तुम बाद में दे देना, इधर ध्यान दो. Okay, help me. Okay, help me. So let's see. With what layer of OSI model is responsible for covering data into packets? याद करो. Which layer responsible for data to packets? पैकेट्स कौन सी लेयर कर रही है? विच लेयर हेल्प अस टू कन्वर्ट द डेटा इनटू पैकेट्स? सब लोग बोल रहे हैं ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर. विच लेयर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर कन्वर्टिंग डेटा इनटू पैकेट्स? पैकेट्स में नेटवर्क लेयर करेगी. ओके, नेटवर्क लेयर इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर पैकेट्स. वेयर यू एड आईपी एड्रेस ना, आईपी एड्रेस इज कॉल्ड पैकेट्स. लेट्स गो फर्दर. So, which layer of the OSI model is responsible for ensuring data is delivered error free and in sequence? Sequence किसमें थे हमारे पास? Which layer is responsible for sequencing? TCP, UDP, everything they fall under transport layer. Click next. Which layer of the OSI model is responsible for providing encryption and compression? Okay, I think that we have not discussed today, but let me tell you, in the presentation layer, this layer is responsible for, let me write down here, the second point of presentation layer. This layer is responsible for compression and encryption. Okay, so presentation layer, it is responsible for compression and encryption, compression, decompression, encryption, decryption, compression, decompression, encryption and decryption. ठीक है, डेटा इंक्रिप्ट कर देना, राइट, दैट यू आर नॉट एबल टू सी व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन. डिक्रिप्ट, डी इनक्रिप्ट, डी इनक्रिप्शन, डिक्रिप्शन. कहाँ गया मेरा क्विज? हम्म. So the answer is presentation layer. Okay. So what layer of OSI model is responsible for logical addressing and routing? I told you router works on which layer? Routing जहां पे आ जाता है, that router, routing, all that comes under network layer. And even IP address is called a logical address, guys. Okay, एक चीज और बताता हूं, that when we talk about network layer, right, in the network layer, this address, IP address is called, also called logical address, because it can be changed, right? And data link layer, we have MAC address, right? And this MAC address is also called physical address. ओके, ठीक है, याद रहेगा. मेरा टाइम खत्म हो रहा है पीछे. ओके, लेट्स गो फर्दर. So which layer of OSI model is responsible for establishing, maintaining and terminating connections? Session layer. Great. What layer of OSI model is responsible for defining the format and structure of data? वाह यार, तुम तो एक्सपर्ट हो गए हो भाई. एक ही क्लास में एक्सपर्ट हो गए हो. नजर उतरवा लेना मम्मी से. So which layer of OSI model is responsible for physical addressing? Physical address, I just told you right now. Physical addressing comes under data link layer. MAC address is called physical address, data link layer. Which layer OSI model is responsible for providing end-to-end delivery, end-to-end communication between application? Communication means delivery of data basically. End-to-end delivery, end-to-end communication. Which layer? Transport layer. Which layer of the OSI model is responsible for transmitting bits? Bits, signals, connector, cables, bits, byte, bits means 0 and 1 signals. They are on which layer? Physical layer. Great. What layer of OSI model is responsible for accessing and controlling network? नेटवर्क आ रहा है. Accessing and controlling the network. Is it नेटवर्क लेयर नहीं है, डेटा लिंक होगा इसका. बिकॉज नेटवर्क लेयर के साथ कौन सी जुड़ी हुई लेयर है? नेटवर्क लेयर फॉरवर्ड डेटा टू डेटा लिंक लेयर. आई थिंक द आंसर शुड बी डेटा लिंक लेयर. गुड चार्ली. Which layer of the OSI model is responsible for managing the communication sessions between devices? Sessions between devices. I think session layer only, right? Which layer of the OSI model is responsible for error checking and flow control? किसमें था? Flow control, error checking, transport layer, TCP. So TCP is not written because transport के अंदर है, transport के ऊपर ही काम करता है. So which layer of the OSI model is responsible for providing network services to application? Which layer of OSI model provide network services to application? Network services. Network services. Session network. Network. Network services. What layer of OSI model is responsible for segmenting and reassembling data? ये तो पता ही है तुम्हें. Segmentation, divide the data into parts. Data divided into parts on which layer? Transport layer, because it divides the data into segments. Which layer of OSI model is responsible for addressing and routing data packets? Repeat over question. Network layer. Which layer of OSI model is responsible for defining how data is presented to application? Data is presented to application. Which layer? Presentation layer. Which layer of OSI model is responsible for providing physical connections between devices? Cable connections all fall under physical layer. Which layer is responsible for coordinating data exchange between devices? Data transport होगा. That we are responsible for coordinating data exchange between devices means which layer of OSI model is responsible for establishing communication between application on different computers? Establishing communication, फिर ट्रांसपोर्ट ही लग रहा है मुझे तो. Establishing communication. The what layer of OSI model is responsible for encapsulating data into frames? Data into frames fall under data link layer. Okay, so I'm just entering my information so that we can so I think 3-4 questions are wrong. Let me check what questions got wrong. This layer, what layer of OSI model is responsible for end-to-end communication? Okay, between application, ये देखो ना, end to end. We need to find the keywords. So whenever you see end-to-end communication, end-to-end delivery, we always have to make sure transport layer. But this got wrong because here it is asking between application. So between application only application layer work. So that's why this question got wrong, because here they asked between application. And there is another question. I selected network layer. Which layer of OSI model is responsible for providing network services to application? तो एप्लीकेशन जहां भी आ रहा है ना, देखो गलती क्या हो रही है. सो I'm looking for the keywords whenever I say providing network services. I have seen this, but when you read this thing na application, so you can see services to application. तो जहां पे end हो रहा है इसका एक logic है. So wherever you see which is destination, you can see this is source, right? Network services to application. तो जहां पैकेट आ रहा है यहां क्वेश्चन में देखो that providing network services to application, then answer is application here. Even in the previous question, if you see providing end-to-end communication between application, then answer is also application. Are you getting my point? So this is how you need to find it sometimes, because they are very similar questions, and we just created this quiz with some AI. Okay, I think this is like a unique one. Rest it is just for practice. Obviously, it is not a real exam, but it is somehow helping us that we are able to understand the topic or not. Okay, where we can find class notes. You can find all the class notes on OTT platform. Okay, where we have already added a link. Okay, so today, so these are the three notes what we created, and TCP, UDP, all these notes, and we'll discuss tomorrow TCP IP again. And I just try to see if I have another screenshots. तो मैंने एक दो ये पोर्ट नंबर का स्क्रीनशॉट डाल दिया मैंने. सो दीज आर कॉल्ड पोर्ट नंबर्स. प्लीज हैव अ लुक, ट्राई टू लर्न वट एवर जितने भी तुम्हें समझ आते हैं. ट्राई टू रिमेंबर दीज पोर्ट नंबर्स. दिस इज व्हाट वी डिस्कस टुडे. एंड ये तो हो गया. और तो कुछ नहीं है. नो, आई थिंक वी हैव ओनली दीज थ्री थिंग्स. Okay, so let's, before you go, so remember this. All read this human computer interaction layer where applications are access the network services. Presentation layer ensure the data format and data encryption is here. In the session layer, we create and maintain the sessions. In transport layer, we transmit the data and we use TCP UDP here. In the network layer, we decide what is the so we add source IP, destination IP, and data link layer we add source MAC address and destination MAC address. And in the physical layer, we add all the bits, cable, connectors, everything. Okay, and in the TCP IP, we have 5 layers application. So tomorrow we will see this. And rest I have already in the notes. You can see we have already added the CCNA official guide of networkings. So as of now, you can read here and you can start checking OSI model from here also. तो यहाँ पे भी OSI model दिया हुआ है. Okay, I just want all of you to read this OSI model from here also. So you can see in the application OSI is made built by ISO, and it has network layer, transport layer, TCP, all these things and session. So you can read this also, and there is a port numbers, and we have added this also. There is a difference also. The TCP is connection oriented, UDP is connectionless. This is reliable, this is unreliable. All these things are discussed so far. Okay, in the network layer, all the IP address, everything works. Okay, and then routing protocols also work under network layer. Then in the physical layer, all your cable, connector, fiber, all these things. Page number 31 and 30, 30, 31, 32. You have, you can read this. Page 29 to 32. Okay. Okay, if you ask me some more resources to read, okay, I would recommend you obviously go and read, like create your own document also. So as of now, you can see I'm using a chat GPT. and I can write here explain me OSI model like 10 years old kid. तो आपने जो भी चीज पढ़नी है एक्सप्लेन मी ओएसआई मॉडल लाइक 10 years old kid लिख दो. Okay, and there is an option here tools run deep research and all. You can do 4 research every day on free chat GPT account. Okay, so ठीक है, let's keep it short. You can do detail analysis also. So यहाँ पे देखो ये एग्जाम्पल क्या दे रहा है अभी. So I'm just trying to those who don't understand OSI model till now, उन लोगों के लिए बच्चों वाला OSI model. Okay, let's understand the kid version of OSI model. Let me write down here. OSI model for kids. Because kids version is also important. So इसमें what? So basically, suppose you want to send a gift to your friend. Okay. So if you want to gift your friend, there are 7 steps. The first step, you write a message or choose a game to play online. That this is where you talk to the computer, like WhatsApp, YouTube, or there is a game called Fortnite. Okay. So basically, you write a message, or if you want to play online, any software game where you connect with your friend, okay, or how you communicate, that falls under application. Will you take mock interviews after the course? There is no mock interviews in the session. Okay, but yes, will be assisting you in the quizzes. I'll be explaining you how to prepare for mock interviews and all. Okay, but yes, if you have taken the live access pass, okay, so there in networkings, we do help people to crack mock interviews. So there are two things. Either you have to upgrade in one program that is called a live access pass. So in the live access pass, you get mock interviews. Okay, you can attend unlimited batches. Okay, you can repeat multiple times. Suppose in a year, if I'm taking 4 batches, you can attend all my 4 batches, 5 batches. Okay, you can attend unlimited batches, networking, cloud, cyber security, DevOps, everything. You get interview preparation, you get mock interviews there. Suppose you have interview tomorrow and you want network kings to help you arrange a technical expert who will be assisting you. And even if even I can come also to prepare you for interview, but you need to be part of this live access pass for mock interviews. Okay. So also, if you feel like you have already enrolled, but do you, if you want to attend unlimited batches, you want to because everyone who take this program, they will also get our OTT platform all access pass where all the content is already added here. Okay, so you can prepare CCNA, CCNP, all videos are here, all I think most of you got 1 month or 3 months access with the course. Okay, but yes, if you want this for complete 1 year, you can take it separately or you attend live access pass where you will be getting this also. Okay, I hope you understand. Those who want to upgrade, they can ask your counselor if I upgrade to live access pass, what would be the EMI? Because this is for no cost EMI plan is available. In this plan, you will be getting mock interview preparation. Okay? And that is for 10 to 12 mock interviews where you build your confidence in cracking the interviews and all. Okay. The second option, the second option you have, if you want like after the you guys have already enrolled but you want a placement kind of system that you need our help, so we have tie with engineer edge, so they offer placement plans, and if you do not get a job, if they can't help you, you get 100% refund on this. Okay, so their plan starts from like you need they this is a security deposit and it's clearly written 100% money back guarantee if you don't get a job within a year. Okay, so if you are on 4 lakhs, if you are a fresher, so definitely you can look for these packages, and that is only for networkings. They are giving 50% off. and directly if you go, this is a little costly. And here also, in the plan also, you get mock 10 mock one-to-one interviews. If you don't need live access from our side, you can take this ultimate placement plan, where if you don't get a job, then you get 100% money back. The best part, you are getting then mock interviews completely free. Obviously, if you get a job, then this money will be given to Engineer Edge. This will not be refunded if you get a good job. And even if you get a job, right, still after 1 year, like till 1 year, they will support you. And if you feel like your com skills are not average or more than average, they will be giving you com skill classes. They will be assisting you building a resume. They will be modifying your LinkedIn profile, Naukri profile, and career guidance sessions. Okay. In the second plan, which is of I think 50,000 something, it's a security amount. You get a placement manager who will apply jobs on your behalf. And then there is a third plan, which is the Ultimate Placement Pro, where you will be getting all access pass. Okay, you will be getting tech skills bundle of networkings, plus you will be getting tech 10 mock one-to-one interviews. Okay, until 1 year you will be assisted. Suppose you get a job in 3 months. Suppose you are on 4 lakhs, and you get a job in of 7 to 8 lakhs within next 3 months, 4 months. Until next 8 months, still you have the plan and you can explore. Clear now? So now you have two options for mock interviews, where either you attend live access pass, but we do not offer any job, we do not offer any placement. If you need any job and placement services, then you have to connect with Engineer Edge. Okay, go to this website. I'll share a link. You just upload your resume. They will get back to you. Okay, or you can also ask your counselor that I want to attend, I want placement plan, and I want to pay the security deposit. And again, I'm saying, guys, this is 100% money back guarantee if you do not get a job within a year. So maximum we are taking 1 year. Maybe we can try to help you within 3 months or 6 months also. But yes, this is all 100% refundable. Okay, thanks. I think now you got the clarity. If you need mock interviews, if you need unlimited batches, so we have multiple plans. So it totally depends. Even it's not mandatory you have to take right now. Maybe after, when once you have good confidence in networkings, then you can enroll for these things. Okay. So we have Cisco Meraki in our company. I have never used Solar Winds or Wireshark. Can I apply for NOC engineer or any network profile, since I have knowledge about Meraki and no knowledge of Wireshark and Solar Wind? So if you don't have Wireshark and Solar Winds knowledge, so in networkings we keep taking workshops, okay, for networking students. So right now, as you all, most of you are enrolled people. So you can see we recently, after, you can see there is a Wireshark course what we created here. Can you see that? So this is all like 10 to 12 hours of course. We have already created Wireshark. We have this Splunk. We have lot of batches, and for, and these workshops are very affordable. So we, I think Warshak batch जो हमने कराया है, so this is 10 to 15 hours of batch, and I think for internal student that will cost I think 1500 to 2000 rupees only. तो 2000 रुपए में पूरा कोर्स था ये वायरशाक का. ठीक है, बट इट इज नॉट फॉर बिगिनर्स. At least you should have CCNA. So we keep taking these kind of workshops. We take small courses also. So whenever you get time, you can attend these batches also. Okay. So Warshak is not a big deal. So where is the class notes available in OTT platform? तो आपको क्या करना है, like you go to this portal, okay, and go to your course. Here, here you can see WhatsApp group link है, यहीं पे मैं notes का link डाल रहा हूँ. Okay, I'm adding here notes link. Clear? So please go and find that notes link, because I can't share here. और हम किड्स वर्जन पढ़ रहे थे, अभी तुमने डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर दिया मुझे। ओके, and whenever you have so I would recommend you, I know some of you are thinking I'm not able to ask questions today. uh, don't worry, tomorrow I'll keep half an hour or maybe 1 hour only for questions. Okay, so tomorrow we will learn for almost 1 hour or 90 minutes, and tomorrow 1 hour dedicated for only questions. ठीक है, क्लियर है सबको? तो कल पूरा 1 घंटा हम डाउट्स क्लियर करेंगे। ठीक है, बिकॉज आई जस्ट वॉन्ट वेन यू आर लर्निंग ना, सो जस्ट लर्न मोर एंड कम विद गुड डाउट्स, रेलिवेंट डाउट्स। Okay, so now you understand layer 7. So you write a message to choose a game to play online. Then in presentation, the computer translate your message into the format the other computer understand, because computer understand their language, and the presentation layer is actually converting your message into that format, like changing your gift into language your friend knows, है ना? सो सेशन लेयर क्या कर रहा है वो, इन सेशन लेयर इट ओपन्स ए सेशन लाइक ए डोर बिटवीन योर कंप्यूटर एंड योर फ्रेंड। नाउ यू बोथ कैन टॉक। इट इज लाइक ए डो सेशन क्रिएट कर रहे हैं ना, वी आर क्रिएटिंग ए सेशन लाइक यू ओपन ए डोर, यू आर बिटवीन योर कंप्यूटर एंड योर फ्रेंड। Okay, so that you can communicate with each other, like suppose you are doing a video call itself is like a session. So transport layer is like a delivery truck. It breaks your gift into boxes, and on every box you have a packet number so that it won't go, so nothing is lost. So in the network layer, this layer chooses the best route for the truck to take. तो ये सबसे अच्छे रास्ते भी बताता है. This will actually guide the truck also where to forward the, how to go, like Google Map. If you go from Delhi to Agra, if you go from New York to New Jersey, so when you put Google Maps, it will show you all the path, na, how to go. The network layer also tells you the best path. Data link layer make sure the boxes don't bump into each other and no box get dropped at the traffic light. It put the address label. So we put a address label here. Okay. That no box can be go here and there like a courier company. Okay. So in the network layer also we add IP address. In the data link we add MAC address. And in the physical layer, finally your gift is sent through wires or Wi-Fi signals. It is the real stuff, electricity, cables or airwaves. Okay, so that it all happens in reverse when your friend gift gets the gift. So when the your friend gets this information, your friend also share that information, and the whole order will also come in reverse. Okay, easy to remember. All people seem to need data processing and all. Okay, also I thought of sharing that animation video of TCP UDP with you all. So I'll share that also. I don't know it is in English or Hindi, but you can watch. I think it's in English only. ठीक है, so this is the another video. Or if anybody wants to revise this OSA model, if they want to learn in Hindi, so I'm just adding one extra Hindi because most of the guys understand Hindi also. So I'm just adding one extra video so that if you want, you can watch my Hindi batch OSA model video also. Okay. So as of now, as you all know, that some videos are available on YouTube, but in further advanced classes, if you need anything in Hindi or something, we can help you in that. Don't worry, because our end goal is to understand the topic very well. If you are able to understand in English, that's okay. But if you are not able to understand in English properly, don't worry. We will give you some Hindi videos and all. Don't worry about that. Okay, let's just focus on the knowledge. Okay. How do multicast and unicast work? So I told you tomorrow I'll be taking a doubt session, and there is a WhatsApp group. You can send me audio messages, and all of you can help each other also. And whenever I get time, I will also reply. And tomorrow I'll be taking 1 hour dedicated for your resume. Sir, how can we add this topic in our resume? Acha, good question. So first of all, like you need to have a very good resume from the first day itself. Okay, so for that you can use there are multiple websites, but I'm asked if you are a beginner, I would recommend you. So whatever if you have not made any resume till now or whatever resume you have, okay, so you can just log in on chat GPT. Okay, so just create a chat for you. Okay, and just you can see here in the section. So whenever you create a new chat, okay, so make my resume, write this, make my resume, and it will ask you a lot of questions. Where are you working, all these things. And this chat, I would recommend you, this chat you can save always. ये चीज को सेव रख लेना अपने पास. Okay, because now the thing is you need to train this AI, that I'm sure you know me. So because this is my login ना, ये देखो ये मेरा login है. Okay, so I think you already know me. And how you teach chat GPT about you, so you can just mention my name is Atul. Okay, I have been working since 2011. Okay, worked for many companies. So जो भी तुम्हें लिखना है वो पूरा बता दो इसमें, और just upload the resume, that please read about me from here. Okay, and just ask him, make, I'm sure you know me, make my resume. Okay, so he, right, तो जो भी चीजें हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, so he's writing my resume. Okay, so obviously you need to train this, that how it is working and all. Okay, so you need to train this again, I'm saying. Just upload your resume, type, please understand about me and all. Okay, and a PDF version designed in a modern template, yes. So once you build your resume, so whatever topics I learned this week, एक prompt याद रखो. So whatever topics you write, like I learned today OSI model and all its layer, TCP, UDP. We know port numbers. Yes. So whatever you learned, okay. So today I learned this week, I learned these topics this week. Add in my resume. Okay. So my resume should be for network engineers. Remove founder, co-founder, all that. तो कोई भी prompt तुम्हें देना है वो दे सकते हो. Okay, so now the chat GPT is going to build your resume. And now I told you don't write founder and all other things. Just mention about all the technical topics. You can see OSI model, TCP, UDP, HTTP, Telnet, DHCP. So ऐसे करके. So जो भी topic आप पढ़ रहे हो, whatever topics you are learning in my live batch. Okay, so whatever discussions are going on, day by day, you just go to the same chat, add all this, and day by day, it is going to create a resume. Okay, and then you just mention create a, जो पहले एक prompt आया था, right? So it is asking a PDF version, create a better resume with UI UX modern design with ATS friendly समथिंग, कुछ भी लिख दो यार. ठीक है, अब ये देखो ये पूरा डिजाइन बनाएगा. I have already added, please refresh Ravi. Yeah, so I need design a visual polished PDF version. So जो भी prompt दे रहा है, and after that it is going to give you a visually polished. Visually polished means it is going to be better graphics and all. ओके सो ये चीजें आपको ध्यान रखनी है. द स्लोली बाय स्लोली यू कैन सी आई एम डूइंग CCNA राइट नाउ. इट इज इन प्रोग्रेस, दैट इट इज अंडर प्लान्ड. आफ्टर दैट CCNP and firewall is planned. Okay, right now you are not doing, so you can mention. So that why we are mentioning planned, because in future you are going to do that, but the best part, your job portals and all going to find that keyword in your resume, and maybe there is a chance you will be getting. So right now you can see I got a doc file, and let's open how it looks like. हो सकता है अच्छा हो सकता है बुरा हो, मुझे नहीं पता. Because chat GPT sometimes gives very good resume. You can see it's a good one, it's a basic one. Okay, but if you need a good resume and all, I told you, like, you can take engineer edge services and all, because they are professionals. And if you, there are multiple websites also, you can try that also. तो या तो ये कि like you take a placement package, then you do not have to worry, everything will be done by the team. Okay, and rest, if you want to build your resume, there are multiple websites of making good resume, but I am just showing you that how you create the content of your resume. Design नहीं बता रहा मैं आपको. Okay, design you can use Canva ना. Canva is good for resume. You go and create the design. You can see these kind of design. So you go to Canva, and Canva has a lot of templates. Okay, I think Canva AI भी आ गया है अब तो. Okay, so just you upload. I think if I am able to upload, कोई रिज्यूमे पड़ा है क्या मेरे पास, यहाँ पे देखता हूँ. ओके, आई जस्ट डाउनलोडेड दिस वन ना. यही तो किया था, डॉक फाइल हो नहीं रहा है. Okay, leave it. So what I'll do, I'll paste that doc file what we created from ChatGPT, right? So ये जो doc file करा है ना अभी हमने, so just open, copy paste that content. Okay, so make a good design resume and paste this. Let's see if AI is able to create this. Canva with modern color scheme, with pictures of network cable. No, 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 no. ये कह रहा है कि बताओ नेटवर्किंग की केबल डाल रहा है. ये तो इलीगल बोलने लग गया है. आई थिंक दिस AI इज नॉट हेल्पिंग मी. कैनवा AI. सो जस्ट गो टू सिंपल कैनवा रिज्यूमे एंड इट विल बिल्ड. ऐड तो बड़ी कर रहे हैं ये कि ये बना देंगे वो बना देंगे. ये देखो. So click on the resume section, and there are thousands of templates, but the only problem, you have to manually click here, then paste here like this. It will take 1 or 2 hours. Okay, but take, because you are designing, but make sure you design the simple one. Like this template is good, because if you have a work experience na, so your work experience should show a timeline. You can see ये जो बार दिख रहा है ना, it is just showing you from till now what, where you have worked so far and all. So this is a good template, you can work on this. There are thousands of templates, you can use Canva, and you can build content from ChatGPT, paste in Canva, and get the PDF, and every month you try to update your resume. Okay. ठीक है जी, चलो आज के लिए इतना ही बहुत है. देर आर लॉट ऑफ क्लासेस. आई थिंक दिस इज द second third class of my batch, and till now, like, even the previous two classes were very very basic. So actually we started from this date only. OSI model is considered as first topic, so I would say this is day one official class. Okay, so these were just a trial, I say demo class one notes. This were. ठीक है, so officially I will consider OSI model as my first day. Okay, so that you don't get distracted, because in the previous classes now we discussed just basic networking. What is this, what is net router, what is switch and all, very basic. And we, please watch this TCP UDP, and whenever you have any doubt, okay, please, we are available in WhatsApp group day and night. And if anybody get disturbed from our WhatsApp group, please unmute the group. What we call mute the group. So the guys who actually wake up early in the morning. So if anybody doing chats at 2 a.m. in the night, 3 a.m. in the night, don't stop anybody. Okay, and don't comment on anybody, because we are in WhatsApp group. We have to respect each other. So just request to everyone. Uh, so if you are getting disturbed, please mute that WhatsApp group. Okay. मेरा कैमरा कब से बंद है यार, तुमने बताया नहीं. ओके, सो टुमारो वी विल हैव अ डिस्कशन शुरू से. ओहो, क्लास तो बोरिंग होगी होगी फिर तुम्हारी. चलो अच्छी बात है कि अब तो ज्यादा पढ़ लिया हो तुमने आज. मैंने आई थिंक आफ्टर 1 आवर द कैमरा गॉट डिस्कनेक्टेड, मे बी बिकॉज लाइट वाला इशू आया था ना, तब हुआ होगा मे बी. ठीक है, चलो बाय बाय, कल मिलते हैं.